I love the town, I love the people, and I've worked here, worked for the doctors through the years, and I've done volunteer work, such as volunteer to the court for troubled teenagers, and I've been PTA president, Methodist Women president, all the things that I can do for my community, that's what I'm here for. And I love being on Town Hall. I've served 8 years, and I hope I can still help people that need me. And as far as liquor by the drink, I didn't advocate for either way. I just give the people a chance. After it fell through the other time, we had an awful lot of people that said we do not think it's fair for 5 members of a council to tell us. So it's out there for people. Don't matter which way you vote, vote for or against, but vote. Just come out and vote. And there'll be a voice of the people. North Carolina state law said we have a right to vote, and we do. So I guess that about sums it up, and pass it to Theron.
Well, thank you. I'm Theron Hooks Jr., and I have run a couple other times for council positions. I've lived up here in Stokesdale going on about 11 years now, moved from down towards Somerville outside of Greensboro. I have 6 children, married, 2 still living at home, 1 shortly. I hope in another year or so I can say I've got 1 still living at home. And the reason I want to, I'm running as a candidate and want to win this election is very simple. I want what's best for the folks in Stokesdale. There's several issues out there that we need to discuss. We need to make fair and unbiased decisions on, and that's my main interest. As far as special interest, I finance my own campaign. I don't accept money because I want to be able to come up to the platform and be able to listen to the facts and make an unbiased vote at that point in time. Qualifications, and the chair of the Stokesdale Public Safety Committee, also a member of the Long Range Financial Planning Committee, past vice chair of the Guilford County Animal Advisory Committee, or board, and also a 20-year member, past voting member of the Guilford County Local Emergency Planning Committee. I sit on the board of directors of a state organization of government safety officials, and I've pretty much dedicated my life to in the public and private sector to taking care of the citizens of Guilford County. Thank you.
My name's Randall Jones. I'm fortunate enough to serve as mayor now, and I've served as mayor for 14 years. I've grown up here in this area, a native of northwest Guilford County, married. My wife is Susan Matthews. We've been married for 25 years. We have 1 daughter, Caitlin, age 13. She goes to Northwest. As I said, grew up in this area. I graduated Northwest, then went to college at Wake Forest University, graduated there with a bachelor's degree. Then went to work with the Guilford County Sheriff's Office. While there, I worked my way up through the ranks from jailer to patrolman to CSI. It wasn't as popular then as it is now. I worked as a detective, was training sergeant, and I was a lieutenant of patrol when I went back to school. While I was there, I also got a 2nd degree at Guilford College in Administration of Justice. When I graduated there, I went to law school at NC Central in Durham. While there, I worked for the Attorney General's office in the Special Prosecutions Division. I also worked for the Guilford County Attorney's office during my time in law school. I graduated. I went to work with the City of High Point as a police attorney. Was there a number of years. Then I was in private practice, did exclusive practice in labor and employment law. Then went back to work for the state at the Public Defender's Office for about 13 years and about a year as prosecutor. And now I have my own practice in High Point. I'm in private practice of law. The reason I have run and have served on the council and been fortunate enough to serve is the things that are important to this community that I think the attributes that we want to preserve, I'm interested in seeing that they are preserved and enhanced, while at the same time controlling growth and moving forward. During my tenure on the council, we've established a land use committee that set forth planning at the earliest stages. We've got the town deputy, which caused a reduction in crime. We have set up our planning board so that we took that out of the control of the county and we had more of a voice in that. We have built the water system to eliminate the contamination that was widespread here. That was a $3.5 million project, the first water system built from scratch in 25 years in the state. We have helped pay for the fire station. We have bought the fire truck. We've built walking tracks, given money to the schools for computers. We've paved roads. And most recently, we have built a park. We have had about $5 million in improvements during that tenure, none of which has resulted in a property tax. And I've continued to be devoted to bringing services without a property tax, and we can do that. It's been a privilege to serve. I'd welcome the opportunity to serve another term, and I appreciate your vote. I'm Randall Jones.
Thank you. A couple of things that I want to mention. I did explain to the candidates that you have a candidate's choice question. You also have a rebuttal. But Sandra, as usual, she comes behind me, keeps me straight. And I didn't explain it to those of you in the audience. Each of the candidates will have an opportunity toward the end of the forum to ask a question of other candidates. It is their choice as to what they ask, and it is their choice to ask it. So that's how that will work. And the other thing is each of the candidates has a rebuttal card. And at any point, if they'd like to elaborate or respond directly to something that another candidate has said, they have one opportunity to do that. So if you see them hold an orange card up that says rebuttal, that's how that will work. And as soon as the speaker finishes, then they'll have a chance to up to 60 seconds. The other thing I do want to mention is that I have a special thank you to Mark Richardson, and I forgot to mention that earlier, and if I don't do it now, I won't remember, both for graciously offering to let us use the facility here, but also for making the arrangements to go and get chairs and loading them up in his truck and bringing them up here and unloading. So thank you, Mark, very much. I appreciate that. Okay, at this point, we're going to go into the question and answer session. Each of you will have 60 seconds on all of the questions unless I tell you otherwise. And the first question will go to Theron. Theron, the question is, do you feel there are any areas in which the town could do a better job of serving its residents and or business community now and in the future?
Yes, I do. I think 2 years ago we had an election and we had some issues during that time that somewhat, in my opinion, polarized the town from the north and south direction. We had the core town and the residents that were here over a period of time, and we also had newcomers down the south end, down 68. In talking to a lot of those people, they feel that they're still somewhat isolated from the rest of the town. And although we do have a mix of people, I understand that. But I think the council and the committees that are sub to the council could do a better job in trying to bring everyone back together through some activities and other aspects of that.
Thank you, Theron. And Mickey, that same question is going to come to you. At any point, you can always ask me to repeat a question.
Okay. Well, I think that everybody's got their own opinions, and I think that we do a pretty good job with trying to bring the town together. I beg people to come to our meetings, to be a part of everything, and I hope the park is going to put everybody together, walking, playing, eating, whatever they want to do. It's everybody's park, and I want everybody to feel free, just like I do coming to the town meetings or anything else. And I'm here for anybody that wants to call me at home. Anything that I've ever been called on for, I search it out and I get back in touch with it.
Thank you, Mickey. And Frank, that question, same to you.
I think the main thing I noticed was the downtown area. I know when I first started having my business downtown, I thought the town had done those improvements to the street and was wondering why they weren't done to the whole block, because it did spruce up that one end, and then I found out that was privately done. So I think the town can do a little better job with maybe fixing